Well, our military analyst, Sean Bell, is here to provide a different perspective on things. Hello again to you, Sean. It feels like significant developments over the last hour. We knew before we came on air this morning, Tehran was closing the strait. Then we were getting reports that last hour that some of the vessels were coming under gunfire. We understand that to be IRGC gunboats firing on vessels, and the Supreme Leader, who we haven't heard very much from, now posting on Telegram that Iran's navy is going to be inflicting bitter defeats on its enemies. What's militarily, how does this feel to you? Does this feel like a significant escalation?
Well, the short answer is no. And the danger of saying that when there's gunfire and everything may mislead people. But by context, I mean, the Strait of Hormuz was closed by the Iranians, then America's trying to open it, then Iran's opened it, and America is sort of still closing it, because the Iranians have said the blockade that America has in place really isn't part of the deal. And therefore, when it was open, we were seeing a flow of traffic around the Strait of Hormuz, this live tracker, which we've regularly been following. But of course, when, as you say, the Iranians said it was going to be closed, you're now the Iranians. You've actually seen now quite a lot of this traffic moving around. The green is cargo, the red is oil tankers, and therefore you want to stop that traffic. Now, the way to do it, rather than just say something, some of these vessels are really big. They've got a lot of momentum, $100 million worth of oil.
You can't turn around a supertanker.
You can't just turn them around quickly. Some of the vessels can, but some of them can't. And therefore, you've got to make sure that you believe there's a credible action. Now, there's lots of different reports coming out, but the common ground at the moment is that one vessel has reported that two IRGC gunboats opened fire and potentially hit the ship. Now, that in itself, if they were genuinely serious about taking down shipping, you'd have anti-ship missiles and all sorts of other things. This feels much more like a very overt threat that we are serious, so that vessels that are on their way through just get out the way. Any other vessels turn around, and we're already seeing evidence of that happening. The fact that Mujtaba Khamenei has also turned around and said, our navy, that was destroyed. In other words, it's not destroyed, will wreak havoc. I think all of that is still all about positioning for the potential for peace talks, because you remember President Trump has said, Iran doesn't control the strait, we do, and that's why they've got down here their blockade. But actually, Iran's going around and saying, no, we do control the strait. You claim that we promised that we weren't going to close it again, but actually you haven't got rid of the blockade. We can close it and we can demonstrate that power. This is all about power play in advance of that conversation.
Well, let's talk about that, because if you follow the trajectory of what has happened, and we wind forward to Tuesday night, Wednesday, when these talks are going to be hopefully going ahead, what are the broad contours that you see of that negotiation?
Well, for me, the big picture is that are both sides motivated to get some sort of deal? And I think the answer is yes. Iran doesn't want to see this continue, neither does America. The challenge, of course, is time. I think Iran's patience will last a lot longer than President Trump's, and therefore Trump desperately wants to see something. Now, we saw a flurry of 7 tweets or truths in a row within an hour overnight. And the parliamentary Speaker of the House turned around from Iran and said not one of them was true. Clearly, both sides are positioning that there'll be some sort of deal. By way of context, nuclear is the core of this. The last time this was all discussed, it took 18 months, 20 months to come to a deal. This is not going to be solved in a matter of hours. I think what's increasingly been talked about is a memorandum of understanding. That sounds typically vague, doesn't it? But it might be that provides the platform for President Trump to walk away and declare victory, take his hands out of this particular mangle, Iran to turn around and claim victory, and then potentially the international community. We've been hearing about that the last couple of days, particularly with Trump, with Keir Starmer and Macron working together. Maybe they can therefore find a way of getting rid of the mines, getting normality back to the strait.
All right. Sean, thank you.